Good day to everyone. Nancy Kreith here with the University of Illinois Extension, and I'd like to highlight some things happening in my vegetable garden this fall. So I'm here in northern Illinois, and it's October 5th, and I like to demonstrate how I transition from warm season to cool season crops this fall. So I don't have the ability to grow in the ground here, and so what I'm doing is growing in containers. This is a self-contained growing unit called an earth box. There's many options out there. That's just one of the options. What this has is a built-in reservoir and a watering tube. So I water through that tube. The water goes down to the reservoir, which holds a few gallons of water, and then the water is wicked up through the lightweight potting mix. That's a peat-based product, and I do have to supplement with 3 cups of organic fertilizer, or you could use synthetic fertilizer at 2 cups. So here I just pulled cucumbers out of here, and about a month ago put in transplants of cilantro and arugula, both cool season herbs. And here we have kale. That's been growing since spring, still doing well, so tolerates the warm and cool weather. And I never got around to thinning that out, so I just treat it as a cut and come again. When I'm ready to harvest, I cut all the baby leaves to the base and it will regrow. So I've done that 3 times this season. I did have an empty space here, so I put in some direct seeded carrots, and those have been going for about 2 months now. Then we have basil, which at this point I'm letting it go to seed, so the flowers are beneficial to pollinators, and what I'll do is harvest it for the seed because the flavor is lacking once herbs flower. And so on to peppers. These peppers are pretty much spent. I harvest the remaining fruit, so now I'm just going to let them die back and clean up the container. But this is a sign of nutrient deficiency, certainly nitrogen with that yellowing leaf. And they've just been growing all season in this container, and the nutrients have gotten depleted, and that happens in containers. Same with tomatoes, harvest what's remaining. And here is the red version of their plastic mulch. So the mulch acts as an insulator, also holds in moisture, and the red is known to help production of tomatoes. Now on to what's looking good. Here are my greens for the cool season. So this was a mixture of direct seed and transplant, and these were planted on September 5th, so just 1 month ago. And so here we have radishes. Some are almost ready to harvest. I direct seeded those, and then you have to be sure to thin those out. So I thin those out to about 2 to 3 inch spacing. Endive was also direct seeded a month ago, and I'll treat that as a cut and come again. So I'll harvest those baby leaves by cutting to the base, and then hopefully get another harvest. They'll regrow if there's enough time in the growing season. Now these here are lettuces, and these were transplanted on September 5th, so 1 month old, just about ready to harvest. This is a butter crunch lettuce, also known as a bib lettuce, so it's a loose head, just gorgeous. This would be a loose leaf lettuce there. And in this row is romaine, which will take a little bit longer to mature, but you could certainly harvest those outer leaves if you needed to. Lastly, we have more herbs. So these were direct seeded arugula. So you can see that these even caught up to that arugula transplant I showed you earlier. And then direct seeded cilantro, it takes a little bit longer. But again, the arugula is ready to go. I'll harvest that as baby leaf, and hopefully it'll cut and come again. And so with that, I hope that you will take these tips and utilize the seasonality of vegetable gardens.